sharply and keeping with the theme of health and discipline. I just want to call on Ausar Auset to give their solidarity message. They came slightly later, but they're here nonetheless, and I'm happy for that. Got here safely, and we have to acknowledge the work that they're doing in the community, and they're here, and I'd like to just call the brother to the stage to give your solidarity message. Could you put your round of a hand? See how me I get confused now. 10 minutes and I know I'll be very disciplined.
Greetings, Africa.
Greetings.
It's inspiring to be amongst my people and hear the focus on health. And it's interesting because that's my message today. And I want to start off by saying this, and I know the time is of the essence, so I'm going to try my best to say what I have to say. Our struggle for African liberation has been a long and a arduous one.
Yes, indeed.
And we've seen successes and failures along the way. But we have entered a phase where it appears that our forward movement is grinding to a halt. And I know many of you might disagree. But we can identify many of the sources for the current situation that we find ourselves in. So we have to bequeath to them a way of life that will ensure success.
Yeah.
Right? But we have to approach this with a scientific methodology.
Yeah.
As African people, we can observe and we can see and we are experiencing the fact that we are under attack.
Yes,
there's an onslaught against us from every quarter.
Yeah.
Our beloved motherland is once more again the envy of the powers that be.
Yeah. Yeah.
There is a systematic program of recolonization of the motherland. And we're not even talking about the eugenesis program.
Yeah.
You see that? For us to survive and for us to liberate ourselves, we have to address the singular most vehement enemy. You see? Which has thwarted our progress. That enemy to me is our way of thinking about health. There is a superficial approach to health. And unless we begin to put together a holistic program, we are going to find ourselves struggling to make the inroads that we merit. I mean, PACM has been carrying the baton for the last 40 years or more to bring into our conscious awareness the steps that we need to take to make liberation a reality and not just ideological statements. We're not into rhetoric. Life is about action. You see that? And your action is your speech, not your words. Your action is your speech. We have to be healthy. We have to become vibrant. Everything that happens through energy. And unless we are into a system of cultivating our energies to the level of vibrancy, to be dynamic, we are going to be in serious trouble. You see, for me, there's a critical absence of a holistic approach to our health. I really value the contribution of the sister before me, the sister from Jamaica. I mean, I applaud. But I say that, you know, there are certain fundamentals. We have to approach health from a hierarchical position. There are certain things that precedes other things. And this is why it is important for us to come together as health practitioners to put together a holistic framework in approaching this thing called ill health. One of the major issues that we're finding today that is ravaging our community is an illness called diabetes. Now, diabetes is reversible in 45 days. You can reverse your diabetes in 45 days. And that is not hocus pocus. This is there's scientific evidence to support what I'm saying today. In actual fact, there's 120 medical journals that give evidence that you can reverse diabetes. But what are we doing? What are we doing about diabetes in our community? You see, we go to the doctors for insulin. You see that? They say the insulin is going to lower your blood sugar. Yes, it does to a certain extent. But blood sugar and diabetes are two different illnesses. You see that? Diabetes is an insulin-created disease. And yet they treat the disease with insulin. And it's not appropriate. It is what is causing the blood cells to become brittle. It is what is maintaining the inflammation in your pancreas. And I can go on, and I don't have the time. And I won't. All right. I'm good. How many more minutes? Oh, good. I'm doing well. You see, if we don't do this, what we are finding is that our health practices right now are in the least contradictory. You see that? Contradictory. And at worst, it derails our ability to achieve our economic and political goals. You see, in other words, we will destroy our ability to regenerate, all right, and maintain longevity. As you know, our youths are under serious attack. Yeah. We, the elders, who have been at the forefront of the struggle, need to be around a little bit longer. Yeah. How you mean? A little bit longer. Okay? We have to. And if we're going to do that, we have to do what? Look at our health. You see that? We have to examine what it is that we are doing. Yeah. And I'm not going to get into a polemic about vegans and vegetarians and all of that stuff, because, you know, divide and rule, separate and conquer. Okay? We have to have intelligent discussions. We have to create forums to begin to discuss what is beneficial to us as an African people. Yeah. Our sister said the rate of D3, okay, vitamin D, is 19 in the Western Hemisphere, 60 in Africa. Okay, she said 7,000 IUs. We say 10,000 IUs. But that's one vitamin. How about brain health? How about the increase of dementia and Alzheimer's in our community? What are we doing about that? What is creating these brain plaques? Let me tell you one thing. Alcohol, a major form of brain ill health. Okay? Let me tell you another thing. Those bad oils, those fatty foods, that sugar, that salt that we are consuming. Each person in this room consumes 150 pounds of sugar a year. Hey, think about it. You say, I don't put sugar in my tea. How much drinks are you drinking out there? How much juice are you drinking? I mean, give me a brain check, please, because I need to go on a little bit. I mean, you know, the sister talked about the cells, okay? The cellular membrane, your mitochondria, which is an organelle in the cell is what makes the energy that keeps you alive, ATP. But if your cell is inflamed through your diet, through the bad foods and the way you eat, then those cells are going to have a major, major problem doing its work. So we have to clearly look at what it is that ails us. We have to begin to systematically identify our health issues and come together as an African community, a community that is invested in our total freedom. And you cannot go to war if you do not have the correct weapons. And the major weapons in our liberation is our mental and physical wellness. One of the things that affects our mental health is a lack of self-image, a lack of who are we. You see that? Who are we? In other words, what is this thing called self-image? For me, it boils down to how do I respond to the challenges of life? Do I get emotional about them? Do I believe that anger and fear and worry are natural to me? Fear, worry is a disease. There's nothing in this world that can make us afraid. If you know who you are, if you have sound mental health, meaning the conceptual framework in which you function out of reflects who you are, then what can defeat you? Is that what Marcus was telling us? So we have to look again at this thing called mental health. Dementia, Alzheimer's, diabetes, high blood pressure, arthritis. All of these diseases are curable. They are reversible. Right? You understand that? Yes. And we have to, this is, all I've got to say to you is this. You can't see. Guys, brother, sister, I'll come next, remember. Boy, I love you. Peace.